bigger for you. Okay, that's a little bigger. You can see it gets the price, retrieve the current price. It calculates the 20 SMA using a rolling window of 20. So it says SMA 20, grabs the rolling window and gets the mean, which is perfect. Now, if the price is over the 20 SMA, it creates the order, exchange create, market order. And then we hold for 5 days. You can use a timer or date comparison. Looks like it didn't build that part, but then it says if price is under the 40 SMA, then we sell. Okay, so I want to change a couple things. So I'm gonna say, hey, change the above code in order to work with Femex using CCXT, because that is what I want to do. Let's see if it changes it for us. So import CCXT, import pandas as PD, exchange CCXT.Femex. Okay, this is great. And then we're going to test this out. So let's go ahead and pull in some of this code and just test it out with ChatGPT and see how this goes. It also looks like it's not building out the timer part, so I'd be interested to see how it would want to implement that. But let's go ahead and test some of this code just to see how powerful it is. I'm pretty amazed because a lot of this will just take, I would say maybe take an hour or something to create by hand, and we just did it in like a few seconds. Now, it did miss one part, which is holding for 5 days, but I think if we work on this with it and keep asking more questions like, hey, how would I build a function to hold for 5 days? I think we could actually do it. So while the first run, I wouldn't say it's perfect, but we can definitely get some good value out of this. Let's go ahead and import these two lines. So exchange equals CCXT.Femex. It forgot to put in the keys, so I need to add the keys here. And let's go ahead and do that just really quickly. So to add my keys, pretty easy to do. I'm gonna go ahead and just copy paste from my other one. You can see what it did is it initialized CCXT.Femex perfectly, but then it just didn't add this part because it probably doesn't have, well, it obviously doesn't have my API keys. And I just set it up through a don't share config, so I don't share it on YouTube, but essentially you could put your keys in like that without this part, and your secret in like that as well, and you should be connected to the exchange. So that's pretty good. It was able to look up the documentation for getting the keys. I could probably say, what is the function, or how can you show me how to connect to CCXT with, can you edit the code? Can you edit the code above in order to use my key and secret to connect to the exchange, to Femex? Let's see if it goes ahead and gives me an example. Certainly, to use your API key and secret, you build a constructor, and this is how you do it. So import CCXT API. Okay, this is how they're doing it. And this is exactly what I did as well. As you can see here, just made that edit, and this is what's cool about it. You can keep talking to it, and it just made an edit, and now it's gonna redo the whole code. So as you can see, my highlighted part is here, and this is exactly what they did. Now you can't see this part because I had to hide it into another file called don't share config. But the thing that I want to do next is, like, can you write out this part of code? You add this part of code that you missed above. And then what did it say? It said hold for at least 5 days. Let's see how smart this is. Hold for at least. Certainly, here's an example of how you can modify the code to hold the BTC for 5 days. Okay, look at this. And now they import time. So I'm going to import that one as well. And this is pretty amazing because it's like talking to an engineer, right? So first time through, they're like, hey, you could do it this way, but I actually didn't write the code. Second time through, I asked them to figure out the key situation. And look at this. Look at my API key. Like I've done this in the past by hand. It goes and looks through the docs and figures out how to do that. So this is quite impressive. And then look at this right here. It went ahead and now updated the